Hi guys, and welcome to a quick walk around video of my Yamaha Banshee 350. This quad bike I've had for 8-9 years. It's been my pride and joy, to be honest, and although I don't use it very often, it's just something I've struggled to let go of, really. When I bought the quad, it was an X-Racing quad, so it was pretty stripped out, pretty hardcore. And I used it up the sort of Welsh mountains where I live as intended, and slowly realised I was sort of ruining it. Values are going up and they just looked a bit tired. So I spent the last few years restoring it, refurbishing bits, powder coating bits, and replacing bits that I couldn't. As you can see, and I think many American owners may frown on what I've done, and pardon for the shaky footage, because I've not got a gimbal for my camera. I've lowered the quad and I've widened it. So what that involved from the rear was, if we zoom in and hopefully we can get some focus, was we used we can't see it, basically a lowering block which just lowers the standard Yamaha linkage. That allowed me to use the standard rear shock instead of an R1 or an R6 shock on the rear, because I know they're a little bit stiff on the rear, and I'm out of focus, which is great. So I had the rear shock refurbished, new seals, etc., so that was good to go anyway. But on the front, which is here, I've actually installed, which is very common for sort of supermoto setups and track setups, Yamaha R6 shocks. I went for the R6 shocks over R1 shocks, as Banshee HQ and a few other forums sort of told me that the R1 shocks were a little bit stiff compared to the R6. So yeah, so I have rode it on the road since the install, since it's been lowered, and it rides fine. It rides perfect for tarmac setup. Like I say, you want it sort of lowered and stiffened up. Other modifications include obviously the Sportmax road tyres, widened Alba front A-arms and upgraded tie rods, because the standard ones were made of cheese. Maier plastics front and rear, brand new. I've powder coated the frame black, and I think the most interesting thing about the quad bike is the DEP exhausts. So as you can see, extremely rare. I feel these are from the 90s, because I've not seen a bike with them since. I've emailed DEP for some information about the pipes and I haven't received no emails back. But yeah, they were silver painted finish when I bought the quad, and now I've had them ceramic polished, so they're easy to sort of maintain and top up with a metal polish if they get a bit worn. They look amazing, and I think they suit the sort of retro look of the Banshee really well. Yeah, and they sound great. Up on the rear, widened, I think it's a +2 rear axle, and yeah, this needed a new rear disc pad, brake reservoir, because it was just all a bit worn, new hoses. It had a top end rebuild a couple of years ago, so mechanically it's good to go. It's actually being registered for road use, which we have to do in the United Kingdom with DVLA. So it's got an MOT off the frame number, but now we're currently waiting for the logbook to come back so I can assign a registration plate to it and then get it insured for road use. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and just to zoom in here, we've got the 35mm Kehin Carbs, dual carbs, torch removal, and yeah, and the VForce Reeds. And otherwise, it needs nothing else other than registering, insuring and enjoying. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. See you soon.